Good afternoon all. In the last class we discussed about nodal analysis and combined with KVL, and we have done some important problem regarding nodal and KVL, and let's do the same. Let's do the continuation of yesterday's session, and let's do some more important problems which will get which will definitely make you strong in this area, that is nodal analysis. Okay, let's start with a problem. Please write down a problem. Please note down a problem. For Vx and is 2 ohm, and you have to find the value of current I through this 2 ohm. It's 4 ohm and it's given as Vy, and it's given as it's Vx. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, let's try to solve this problem. So in this problem it's clear that there is a current I which is flowing through this 2 ohm. No, there is a current which is I which is flowing through this 2 ohm, and we have to find the value of I now. Certain parameters as well as voltage drops are given. Certainly this will be the independent current source and this will be the dependent voltage source, and that voltage is dependent upon the voltage across the resistance Vx. That is why it is written as 4 into Vx. Matlab Vx is nothing but the voltage across this 3 ohm. Okay, so it is dependent upon the voltage drop across this value, this 3 ohm. That is why it is called the dependent voltage source. Is it clear? Okay. Let's now we have to find the value of I. How can we solve this? See, this is Vx means this point is nothing but Vx. No, this is Vx means this point is nothing but Vx. If this is Vx means this also Vx, and this is for Vx. No, but the polarity, see the polarity here, it is minus plus. No, minus plus, so it will be minus for Vx. If the polarity is like a plus minus here and here, no, upper, above it is plus and niche it is minus mean, you can simply do like plus for Vx on this top side, but it is minus and plus, so you can't do like that. You can do like what, minus plus, like so minus for Vx. Okay, that is the difference, and this is of course it is I. No, this is I, we have to find. So this is the picture. So how can we solve this? So let's apply nodal at this point Vx. No, nodal equation at point Vx. Let's take the nodal equation for Vx. Okay, so what is that? I can arbitrarily assume certain direction of currents here, so it will be like that, it will be like that, so no need to confuse and all. So it is, of course it is like, no, this is like upward current. No, so it will be like this, and it will be like this, and it will be like this. Okay, so let's do. So apply nodal here means what I get. This is a outgoing current. No, this is outgoing current, so it will be, how can we write the equation for minus of, because it is outward. No, and where it is start from, that voltage first, minus where it ends. This is our reference word. No, reference V is equal to 0, reference line. So where it ends, that voltage, it's 0 divided by between resistance, it is 3. Is it clear? And this is of course the incoming current. No, so that will be plus 4, incoming current plus 4, and this is also outgoing current, so there will be of course a minus sign. So where it comes from, it is from Vx, and where it ends, minus, it is for Vx, right? For Vx, minus for Vx. So you can directly like this minus for Vx, right? Minus for Vx whole divided by the resistance. equal to 0, right? Equal to 0. So in Vx we have 3 branches, 1, 2 and 3. So we have 3 equation, 1, 2 and 3 solved. Okay. So how can we solve this? How can we solve this? See, it is like minus Vx by 3, right? Minus Vx by 3 plus 4, or simply it is become minus Vx by 2, right? Minus Vx by 2 plus, and again it will be minus and minus will be plus inside, and making it outside, what will be again? It will be again minus, right? Minus, plus and plus again minus. So minus 4Vx by 2, right? 4Vx by 2 equal to 0. And 4 and 2 get cancelled, it will become simply 2Vx equal to 0. Or it will be like this, minus Vx by 3 minus Vx by 2, right? Minus 2Vx, right? Equal to minus 4, right? Plus 4 moves to other side, it will become minus 4. Taking minus as common, it will simply Vx by 3 plus Vx by 2 plus 2Vx will be equal to 4, right? 4. And for simplifying this, we have to multiply both sides with 6. I am taking both sides with 6 because 6 is the common factor for this and this, no? That's why. So it will become multiply with 6 on both sides. On both sides, it will become multiply with 6 on both sides. It will become, what is that? 2Vx, right? 2Vx plus 3Vx, right? Plus 12, right? 12Vx, right? 12Vx equal to 24, right? 24. So it will become 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 12 is 17, right? 17Vx, right? 3 into 6 into 2, 2 into 3, yes. 6 into 12, right? 6 into 24. It will become 17Vx equal to what? 24. So that Vx will be equal to what? 24 divided by 17 volt. So this is the value of what? Vx. This is the value of Vx now. Is it clear? Is it clear? So now you have the value Vx. But our aim is not finding the value of simply Vx, no? Our aim is not finding the value of Vx. Our aim is to find the value of I. Our aim is to find the value of I. How can I write I? See, but I will be equal to what? I will be equal to, what is the I? This voltage minus this voltage divided by the resistance in between, right? Because this is circuit, no? Though two sides of the resistors are connected to different potential. So difference in potential divided by that resistance will be of course the value of current. So it will become, I will be equal to Vx minus 4Vx divided by 2, right? Vx minus 4Vx by 2. So it is simply 5Vx by 2. So it will become 5 by 2 into Vx is what? Vx is what is that? 24 divided by 17. So it will become 12 into 5, what is that? 60. So 60 by 17 ampere. 60 by 17 ampere. So that is the value of I. So that is the value of I. 60 by 17 ampere. Let's check the answer. Let's check the answer. Yes, it is correct. So this is how we have to solve a problem like this. Is it clear to all? Is it clear? It's very basic actually, it's very easy also, but there is a chance of a lot of errors. If you take the current direction, no, you can arbitrarily take any direction of current, no issues there, but you have to clearly write the potentials there, potential difference there, because always take the equation for current as the current where it start, the voltage where it start, that you should write first, minus the voltage where it ends, whole divided by the resistance between them. If you are taking, I will explain again, if it is, you know, this current you take like Vx minus 0 divided by 3, that is also minus of, right, because it is outgoing current. If you simply take it as Vx by minus Vx by 3, simply minus Vx by 3, it is, no, suppose you take in reverse manner, no, 0 minus Vx whole divided by 3, 0 minus Vx whole divided by 3, that is also equal to the difference in potential you have to check exactly. Is it clear? Is it clear? So there is no need, it's always convention, no, convention is that where it start, the current where it start, that voltage, where it end minus that voltage divided by the resistance in between. Is it clear? Suppose you start from 0 minus Vx means the current should be in reverse position, in reverse manner, the current should be in reverse manner. The current usually, this is like, no, you can take that 0 minus Vx, because from 0 the current is emerging, that will be the assumption. Okay, so always take care of what at where we have started the current, that voltage, minus at where you have ending the current, that voltage, divided by the resistance in between that two voltages. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Is it clear? Okay, let's move to next problem. Let's move to next problem. I think it's very clear to you. Let's move to next problem. Okay, write a question. Write a question. It is alpha I, okay, not 2I, it is alpha I. So like this you can write alpha I. Find, the question is find V2 by V1. Find V2 by V1. Okay, so this is V1 R alpha into I, and the voltage across alpha into I. It's a current source, no? It's a current source, and it is a dependent current source, right? That dependence is nothing but alpha into I, where this I is nothing but this current. So these current source depend upon this value of current, and this is the voltage V2 across these two terminals. Okay, how can we solve? How can we solve? Okay, let's see. If this is V1 means this also V1, right? This also V1. Clear? If this is V2 means this two terminal difference in, I mean across these two terminal there will be voltage of V2 means this also V2. This also V2, right? If this is V2 means this is also V2. So you marked all. So now we have to apply nodal equation at V2. Nodal equation at V2. I can arbitrarily take any direction of current. So it is like this, and alpha into I, no? This is like this, no? This is like this. So I can take the arbitrary direction, and let's start the nodal equation. So it is V2, regarding this V2, what will be? What will be? So this there is an incoming current, no? There is an incoming current. That incoming current will be equal to where it starts from, V1, and where it ends, minus V2 divided by R. So of course it will be plus, no? Incoming current is marked as plus. And there is an outgoing current, so definitely it will be minus. It is nothing but V2 divided by R. This is a reference node, no? V is equal to 0. And there is incoming current again, plus also. So it will be simply what? Alpha into I, no? Alpha into I. Alpha into I equal to 0. So in this node V2 node, there will 3 branches, no? 3 branches. So 3 equation, 1, 2, 3 equation also. So our assumption is correct. Our assumption is correct. Okay. So see, again simplify this, we will get V1 by R minus V2 by R, okay, minus V2 by R plus alpha I equal to 0, right? So in equation, the terms containing V1, V2 and alpha and I is there. We have the ratio V2 by V1, no? We have the ratio V2 by V1, no? So if you have all the terms like V1 in terms of V1 and V2 only, you can solve like for V2 by V1. But there is alpha I. So we have to remove that I, replace that I, so that see, it is again V1 by R minus V2 by R minus V2 by R again plus alpha into, what is I here? I is nothing but the current, this current value, which is nothing but V1 minus V2 by R, no? V1 minus V2 by R. Where it starts, it is V1, where it ends, it is V2 divided by the difference between the resistance across them. So it will be V1 minus V2 by R will be equal to 0. See, it will become V1 by R minus 2V2 by R, right? 2V2 by V2 by R minus V2 by R, 2V2 by R plus alpha V1 by R, no? Minus alpha V2 by R. Alpha V1 by R minus alpha V2 by R, right? So it is alpha, no? It is alpha. So you can clearly write like this, alpha equal to 0, right? Equal to 0. That means, see, all R should be cancelled, no? Because R is common here, all R will be cancelled. So simply it will become V1 minus V2, right? Minus 2V2 plus alpha V1 minus alpha V2 equal to 0, right? Alpha V2 equal to 0. So combine the terms of V1 and V2 now, it will become V1 into 1 plus alpha, right? 1 plus alpha, right? Equal to V2 into 2 plus alpha. Is it correct? V1 into 1 plus alpha equal to V2 into 2 plus alpha, right? So I can write like this. V2 by V1 will be equal to what? V2 by V1 will be equal to, I can write like this, 2 plus alpha 1 plus alpha. So this is the answer. So V2 by V1 will be equal to 1 plus alpha divided by 2 plus alpha. Okay, all of you get the point? Okay, let's move to another problem. Let's do another problem. So this is, you have to find I. So you have to find the value of I here. You have to find the value of I now. How can we be solved? You can solve it in many ways. You can assign simple KVL also, like I1 is the current, I2 is the current, I3 is the current. Three currents you can assume. And you separately solve for that three. There will be three equations for that. You have to solve those three equations, then will you find the value of I1, I2, I3. Of course, I3 will be the current which is flowing through 6 ohm resistor. There is no issues there, but it will consume a lot of time now. Because you have to make three equations. So three equation solution is very difficult. No, solving three equations is very difficult. So better way for doing such type of question is simple nodal analysis. So for that, I'm assuming a voltage like here VA, let be VA. If it is VA mean this also VA, no? If it is VA mean this also VA, no? If it is VA mean this also VA, no? Because all are what? Together connected. All are together connected. So if it is VA, 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 all VA, right? Consider it as a single node, no? It forms a single node like this is VA, right? This is VA and 4 branches like this. And 4 branches like this, no? This is VA and 4 branches like this. These, and this. So you can consider it as a single node. No issues there. You can consider it as a single node. Okay. So apply again our nodal concept, nodal analysis there, or KCL equation there. How can I write this? I arbitrarily assume certain directions of current like this. No? All are downwards. All are downwards. So what will be the equation? Current, this current. What will be this current? It is nothing but what is that? There is always a reference node V equal to 0. So it will be. It is an outgoing current, no? So minus of what is that? VA minus 10, right? Minus 10. VA minus 10 divided by 1. Again, it is also outgoing current. So it will be what is that? VA minus 5 whole divided by 2, right? 2. And again it will be, it is also an outgoing current, no? So this is also outgoing current. So it will become VA minus 10 whole divided by 4. And it is also outgoing current. It will be VA minus, there is no voltage. So 0 is the voltage here. 0 divided by 6. Equal to what, beta? Equal to 0. Equal to 0, right? So all minus can taken outside and cut there, and it will become simply what is that? VA minus 10 divided by 1 plus VA minus 5 divided by 2 plus VA minus 10 divided by 4 plus VA by 6 equal to 0, right? VA by 6 equal to 0. Is it clear? And how can it be solved? So there will be some common factor you should multiply with, then only it will be very easy. So what will be the common factor here? So can I multiply both sides with the 12? It will be very easy, no? Multiply with the 12. Multiply with the 12. So what I get? 12 into VA minus 10 plus, right? 2 into 12 means 6 into VA minus 5 plus 12 into 3 into VA minus 10 plus 6. When I multiply 12 here, 6 into 12 means 2 into VA equal to 12 into 0, it is nothing but 0, right? So I have to rearrange this. It will become 12 VA minus 120 plus 6 VA minus 30 plus 3 VA minus 30 plus 2 VA equal to 0, right? Equal to 0. So it will become 12 VA, 6 VA, 18 VA and 21 VA and 23 VA, right? 23 VA, it is equal to 120 plus 30, it is 150, no? 150 plus again 30 is 180, no? So it will become 180, right? So VA will be equal to 180 divided by 23 volt. Is it clear? Is it clear? VA is equal to 180 divided by 23 volt, right? So now you have the value VA, but this is not our end. This is not our end. We have to find the value of I. So it is not the value VA. Okay. Our aim is to find the value of I, no? So I will be equal to. But I will be equal to what? It is nothing but VA divided by 6, no? VA by 6, no? So it will become 180 divided by 23 divided by 6. So it will become 30 by 23 ampere. So our I become, so I is equal to what? 30 by 23 ampere. So that will be the final answer. Let's check the answer. Okay. So it will become 30 by 23 ampere. Is it correct? Okay. I think all of you clear with the concept. If you have any doubt, please mention in the comment box. Okay. It's very easy actually. grab the concept, okay, grab the concept and apply it, okay, and focus on calculation, because there may be chances of what small errors there and it will lead to error in the answer. So carefully do the calculation, carefully do the calculation, okay. Let's move to other problem. Let's move to other problem. Let's move to other problem, okay. I think all of you clear with the concept. If you have any doubt, please inform me. So please write down a question. Please write down a question. So find V1 and V2, right? V1 and V2, that's our A. So you have to find the value of V1 and V2. See, there is a difference in this question compared to the previous questions. What is the difference there? What is the difference there? See, this also a node, no, this also a node, this also a node, this also a node. So let's mark first node. So if it is V1 means this point is like V1. If it is V2 means this point is like V2, right? V2, right? Okay. And you can arbitrarily assume some current direction, no issues there. So it will be like this. You can arbitrarily assume some current direction, no issues there. And this will be reference node. V is equal to 0. So this is our first step, no? Assuming certain nodes there and marking nodes there and some current, assume some current value. I assumed all. And there is an issue, no? There is an issue, no? Because see, in previous questions, there was nothing in between the two nodes, no? There was nothing in between, or you can see at least some resistance there, maximum, that's all. You can see some resistor there, maximum, that's all. But you can't see what in between nodes, you can't see a voltage source, no? Direct a voltage source, single voltage source, single voltage source. If it is a resistance in between them, then you can find something, you can do something. But if find simply a voltage source between these two nodes, then what will be the solution? How can I write the nodal equation there? Nodal equation there. It's okay if you write for the nodal equation directly. Nodal equation is nothing but what? The current equation, no? Current equation. If you write the node 1, if you consider V1, no? If you just consider V1, what will be the problem? Let's see first. So current definitely 2 will be there, 2 plus the outgoing current will be there, so minus V1 by 2, okay. And this, what about this point? How can I write the current equation here? How can I write the current equation in this branch? We can't write the current equation there. We can't write the current equation there. There the problem starts. There the problem starts. How can it be resolved? How can it be resolved? So for that, a new concept you have to use, that is nothing but super mesh. Like, sorry, super node. Not super mesh, it's super node. Okay. Super node. Super node. So what is a super node means? What is a super node means? Yes, super node means, super means it is beyond normal, no? It's beyond normal. So there are, V1 is a node, no? So voltage V1, that this will be a node, no? And for that V2, this will be a node, no? So beyond that node, something is called the super node. And the term beyond here is a voltage in between two nodes. The word beyond is here, it is what? It is the voltage in between two nodes. That means the concept supernode can be applied when it can be applied when you find a voltage source in between two nodes. A voltage source in between two nodes. There you can apply the concept supernode. Supernode is nothing but combinedly form a node like this. You can combinedly form a node like this. You can combinedly write equation for this single node, that is the supernode. That means there is no need to consider separate nodes like V1 for one node and V2 for other node. You can combinedly connect it as or combinedly call it as a supernode and write the equation for the supernode only. That is a single equation which contain V1 and V2. There is no need to write separate equation for V1. There is no need to write separate equation for V2. But combine together or fuse together to form a supernode, so that you can simply write the KVL equation, KCL equation or nodal equation for that supernode. What will be the steps for doing this? Let's do that. Okay. So the first step is write the equation for this supernode region. Write the equation for this supernode region. Okay. How can I write this? I can write like this. See, V1 minus 2, because when I am moving from here to here, what I felt is V1 minus 2, right? Plus 2 minus means there is a decreasing potential. Plus 2 minus means there is a decreasing potential. It will be V1 minus 2 equal to what? V2, right? Equal to V2, right? V1 minus 2 equal to what? V2. This voltage minus this voltage will definitely give rise to that voltage. So it will become what is that? V1 minus V2 equal to 2. Let be equation number 1. So V1 minus V2, you can simply assume like this also. The difference in voltage here and here will be exist here, no? The difference in voltage between here and here will be exist in middle portion, right? So you can write V1 minus V2 equal to 2. That will be equation number 1. Then what is our next step? I told you that this is the supernode. Supernode. So you can write the single equation. For the supernode. How can it write? Listen. So see, for this V1, this problem will be slightly difficult to you because you are learning a new thing. After solving this, you will get a clear idea. Okay, so let's do. So when focusing on V1, what I get? It will be, there is a current flow of 2 ampere directly. So it will become 2. It will be plus, of course, and there is a outgoing current, no? That will be minus V1 divided by 2, minus V1 by 2, and so it is leaved. These two are finished, and there is no need to write because you already mentioned in the supernode equation. And come to this point V2. What I get? It is there is an outgoing current, no? It will be, what is that? Minus V2 by 2, right? Minus V2 by 2, and there is an incoming current of 2 ampere, no? Plus 2 equal to 0. Or simply 2 plus 2, it will become 4, no? You can directly like 4. So it will become 4 minus V1 by 2 minus V2 by 2 equal to 0. Or simply 4, you can multiply it with the 2 on both sides, no? 4 into 2, it will become 8, no? Directly you can write 8, no issues there. You are master in mathematics now, so no issues there. You can multiply both sides with what? 2. So it becomes 8 minus V1 minus V2 equal to 0, or simply V1 plus V2 equal to 8. That be equation number 2. So what I did here, that is the very important thing. Okay, what I did here. So first step, I wrote the equation for that supernode concept. No, how that supernode formed, that equation mathematically I explained in words. I wrote in words how the supernode formed. That is nothing but V1 minus V2 equal to 2 volt. That is how the supernode formed. That I have to write first. First step. In all supernode, concept supernode equations, you have to write first as what? How that supernode created. You have to write first. Okay. I wrote how it is created. I write already. And next step. What is the next step? I have to write the supernode equation. But remember a thing. Keep the elements under V1 and V2 as such before, and write the equation for V1 and V2 elements, current through that elements, in a single step. That is the important thing here. In a single step. That is the important here. That means if you take V1 equation, one equation will you get, and if you take another V2 equation, like in previous cases, this problem will be error. The problem will be result in an error. So what you have to do? You combine the equation and write it as a single equation which contain V1 and V2, or simply which contain the supernode parameters V1 and V2. You have to write it single equation. That is very, very important. So first step is how that supernode formed. You have written that equation. And next step is what? Fuse the supernode and make it as a one node. But remember, the parameters or elements under each nodes will be remain as like, and write a common equation for that V1 and V2. You not need to separately write first one V1, some equation will form, second V2, some equation will be formed, solve V1 and V2. No, it is wrong here. You have to write a common equation for V1 and V2. That is how it is formed. Is it clear? So how can we solve further? Simply one equation V1 minus V2 equal to 2, another equation V1 plus V2. Simply you can add 1 and 2 now. 1 plus 2. What will be the answer? 1 plus, if you add 1 plus 2, V2 and V2 get cancelled now. It is simply 2V1 equal to 8 plus 2 is nothing but 10 now. So V1 will be 5 volt. And substitute in equation number 1, you will get what? Substitute in equation number 1. Substitute in 1. What do you get? It is nothing but minus V2 equal to 2 minus V1, it's equal to 2 minus 5 equal to minus 3, or simply V2 equal to 3. Is it clear? So you have now V1 equal to 5 and V2 equal to 3. Let's check the answer. V1 equal to 5 and V2 equal to 3 volt. Is it clear? So this is the concept of supernode. If you have any doubt, please rewind the video. Please watch again the same video. 2 or 3 times you have to watch. If you have any doubt, you have to watch it for 2 or 3 times. Definitely it will be clear to you. Okay. Let's do another problem. The concept is very, very, very important. Okay. What's the time now? Okay, time is there. No issue. Let's do another problem. Okay. So find again, our aim is to find V1, V2 and V3. V1, V2 and V3. How can be solved? How can be solved? Like question. How can it be solved? Here now, see, this is V1 means, I can write this as a V1, this point as a V1, no? This point as a V1, no? That is why this is V1. And this is V3 means this point as a V3, no? This is V3 means this point is as a V3. So across this there will be V3, no? That's why V3. Okay. And now need to find, and again suppose this is V2, right? This is V2. Therefore this is V2. So you have 3 nodes and you named that nodes with voltages V1, V2 and V3. And here also you can apply super node concept, right? Super node concept. Where we can apply super node concept? Here. See, V1, 10 and V3 forms a super node, no? V1, V3 and 10 forms a super. The super node need not be always together, no? Together V1, V2 in between some voltages, V2, V3 in between some voltages. No, need not be that. Need not be that like. Okay, which means if it is V1, is V1, V2 and V3. If it is in between V1 and V3 also acceptable as a super node. That is very important concept. That's very important concept here, no? It need not be in between V1 and V2, or it need not be in between V2 and V3. Then also it's acceptable, but these also acceptable. In between V1 and V3 if there is a voltage, so then that also acceptable. The condition is simply if we found a voltage source in between 2 nodes, then you can apply the concept super node. Then you can apply the concept of super node. If you found a voltage source in between, 2 nodes, you can find the, or you can directly apply what? Super node concept, right? Super node concept. So how can I, what is the first step? What was my first step? How that super node formed, that is my first step. Let's see how that super node formed. I am moving from here to here like this way, in this way. What I feel, it is nothing but V1 minus 10 equal to V3 equal to, when I am moving from here, this voltage minus this voltage will be this voltage, or simply V1 minus V3 equal to 10. That be equation number 1. Which means the difference in voltage here and here, the difference in voltage in between this point and this point will be reflected as this voltage, right? Reflected as this voltage. So it will be V1 minus V3 equal to plus 10. If it is minus here and plus here means it will be minus 10 now. V1 plus 10 will be minus V3. That is the only difference. Okay. And next step is what? Write down the super node equation. That means fuse the node together to form a single node, but remain in your mind that the elements beneath each voltage node, each node's voltages will be remain there. There will not be any change. You have to calculate these currents, this current and combined in a single equation. So before that I have to arbitrarily assign some current value. Let it be like this, and let it be like this, let it be like this, and let it be like this, let it be like this, and let it be like this, let it be like any current value I can apply, any current direction I can assume, no issues there, any direction I can assume there. So how can I write the equation? Let's see. Consider the terminal V1. Okay, terminal V1. Okay, what will be the equation? There are two branches. No, this is you need not to consider this branch. There are 2 branches. 2 are outgoing current. So I can write like this: minus V1 by 4, right? Minus V1 by 4 minus of V1 minus V2 by 2. Minus of V1 minus V2 by 2 equal to 0. Is it correct? No. Is it correct? No. You don't supposed to die. You not supposed to write 0 there, because you have to make a single equation. which contain V1 as well as V3. V1 as well as V3. Clear? So what is that? Consider V3 also. V3, what is the concept of V3? There is one outgoing current, no? There is one outgoing current, no? So this current will be equal to minus V3 divided by 8. And there is an incoming current, no? So it will be plus, and where the current comes, it is from V2 to V3 divided by 2. So 1, 2, that's finished, no? 2 branch finished, again 1, 2, 2 branch. So 1, 2 equation, these 2 branches, and again these 1, 2 equations for these 2 branches, this and these branches. So finish. Now you can write it to 0. Now you can write it to 0. Is it clear? So compare it with this, previous question, no? The same way we have done, no? We have combinedly written the equation for V1 and V2 in previous case. Now also we combinedly write the equation for V1 and V3. Simple. You have to combinedly write the equation. Not first equal to 0 for V1 equal to 0 and next for consider that node V3 and V3 equal to 0. Not like that. Not like that. You have to combinedly write the equation. You have to combinedly write the equation which contain V1 and V3. That's important. Which contain V1 and V3. That's important. Is it clear? So now you have, so solve this. So let be equation number 2. Okay, let be equation number 2. Now you have 2 equations and the parameter is V1, V2, V3 and 2 equations. Can it be solved? Can it be solved? No. Because if you have 3 unknowns, you should have 3 equations in order to solve the equations. That means the number of unknowns will be equal to number of equations. Then only you can solve. Here you can't solve because there is only 2 equations. There are only 2 equations. You can't solve for that. See, what is the solution for that? Consider the point V2 now. Consider V2 now. Because V2 is not a part of supernode now. V2 is not a part of supernode, so you can easily consider it as a separate node, no issues there. You can directly consider it as a separate node, no issues there. So what is the concept V2? What is the node equation for V2 there? There is an incoming current of 5 ampere, so it will be plus 5. There is again an incoming current, so it will become plus V1 minus V2 divided by 2, right? V1 minus V2 divided by 2. There is an outgoing current, so it will be minus. It will become V2 minus V3 divided by 2 divided by 2 divided by 2 equal to 0. So 3 branches there, 1, 2 and 3, and 3 equations are there, 1, 2 and 3, right? Okay. How can it be solved? Multiply both sides with 2. You can solve like that. Okay. So that be equation number 3. So now you have 3 unknowns with 3 equations, no? So it can be easily solved. 3 unknowns with the 3 equations you can easily solve. But it takes time, no? Take time. So in competitive examination point of view, in gate point of view, this type of question may ask, because you may take some time, you can use your calculator also there in gate examination. But most of the examinations, this type of question will not be asked because it consumes a lot of time. And manually, if you solve for V1, V2, V3, it will take a long time. Is it clear? So this type of question will not be asked. This question will not be asked. The previous one, no, V1 and V2, simple V1 and V2, that is, there is a possibility of asking such type of question. But this question will not be asked because it takes a long time to solve. Is it clear? But for your understanding, for your concept to be clear and clear, I explain this concept. I explain this problem. Okay? For that purpose only, you use this problem. But it will not be asked in your examination, definitely. Surely I can give a guarantee that. Clear? Okay. We can move to next problem. See, actually not an extra problem, a new concept. See, you not need to draw this question, okay? You not need to draw this question, but you can, yes, you can draw this. You can draw this because this is a concept actually. It's a new concept actually. So I will explain. So this is also comes under what supernode concept. No, this also comes under supernode concept because in between V1 and V2 nodes, I mean in between these two nodes there is a voltage source. So of course we can go for what supernode concept. There is no doubt in that. Okay. And there is one more thing here. That is nothing but a resistor is connected directly across or parallel with this super node voltage. No, super node voltage. A resistor is directly connected in parallel with this. So if you find a resistor is connected in parallel with the super node voltage, if you find a resistor is connected in parallel with the super node voltage, you can neglect that resistor. Or simply you can open circuit it. There is no need to include that resistor. This thing you have to keep in mind. Any case, if the exam is very difficult, then this type of question also may ask. Because you have to apply this thing first, then only the problem will be, solved further. Otherwise it will be very, very, very lengthy and it will be wrong. So this concept you can apply. So any resistance or any resistor parallel with super node can be neglected. This is the concept you have to note here. That's why I wrote this question. Okay.